Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the player ratings. Everton 3, Crystal Palace 0. A very, very comfortable afternoon, if I must say so. But we made it very comfortable by probably playing our best performance of the season. Started off very, very brightly. Put them under lots of pressure. Didn't really give them any room. Got the goal. First goal at the right time. Got the second goal. Absolutely perfect timing for the second goal, just after the hour when Crystal Palace had shown a couple of little moments where we had to be in the, have the right defending and just putting our bodies in the way. Mykolenko put more than just his body in the way, as did Connor Cody, and then went on to get the third through an absolutely superb goal from Dwight McNeil with Alex Iwobi, obviously. With the fantastic back heel. So fantastic all-round performance that, the team just looked a little bit more galvanised today. Looked a little bit more, looked like it knew what it was doing. I think there was a slight change in the way we played with Odana and Guy sitting as the double 6. And having the 3 in front of them, giving Iwobi a little bit more time and space in the more dangerous areas, and obviously Dominic Calvert-Lewin was excellent as well, and Mykolenko was higher up the pitch as well. I noticed that was a little adjustment, not from the start of the game, just a little bit into it, where he started getting a lot higher up the pitch and his starting position was a lot higher. I don't know whether it was due to something they'd seen from Crystal Palace, the way Crystal Palace was setting up. But I thought we bullied Palace all over the park. I think they were set up all wrong, and we bullied them. And I think that little change of formation really helped. And I think probably having Dominic Calvert-Lewin back means that Onana doesn't have to go in and join up as much, because you've got the physicality of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Yeah, so it was more like today, felt more like a 4-2-3-1. And I think it worked a lot more because I thought it got more players into the game. It got Anthony Gordon a lot more into the game. It got the fullbacks, certainly Mykolenko, a lot more into the game. And it got Iwobi in the right places at the right time. Yeah, and it was as I said, it was the goals were scored perfect time. The second one was nuts because obviously we just see the flag from where I'm sitting, from the Gladys Street. But when I've looked at the pictures, it is embarrassing. It is embarrassing how onside Anthony Gordon is, and it's one of the main reasons why we need the offside that they have in the Champions League, because for the referee, for the linesman to put his flag up there, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. I don't even know why they put the flags up when the ball's in the back of the net. VAR will check it anyway. Why take that away from fans? Why take that enjoyment away from fans? I understand putting your flag up during the game when, but yeah, awful. They were awful. And listen, I'm not one. I know Baz does like to rant and rave about the officials. I'm not one who rant and raves about too much, but he was terrible today. There was a clothesline on Dominic Calvert-Lewin in the second half, and nobody could believe that. I mean, he let the game play on, so it wasn't going to be a red card. But the fact that he didn't even speak to him, never mind give him a yellow card, he was bafflingly bad. Because they had some absolute. That Anderson is just a donkey, and that might be harsh on donkeys. He's an absolute donkey, that fella. And all he did all day was just try and kick them. But they're set up really weird. I don't know how you can play a Premier League match with one midfielder, because that's essentially what they played with today, one midfielder. They had 5 forwards on the pitch. They went full Tottenham in the 90s. I don't know how you can play like that and think you're going to go away from home and win games. But yeah, that was mad. But the referee was terrible. I still can't get over that clothesline. I just can't get over it. It was like properly come off. He bounced off the ropes and he took him out. It was awful. Absolutely mad. Absolutely mad. yeah, really good 3 points. It was mad because we had a shot on target and then we scored nearly straight away afterwards. It was I was amazed that we'd got a shot on target, but we scored not longer. But we had six shots on target today. 1 shot off target, 2 block shots. There you go. We scored half of the goals that we hit on target. So, and one of them that was on target obviously led to the second goal as well. So, really good performance. Something we should be doing a lot more of with the players we've got. Just shooting and hitting the target. We still didn't win the possession, but I don't care. But it was built on the backbone of the defence, I'd say as well. Let's get into it. Jordan Pickford, 7. In terms of shots and stuff, quite a quiet day. Didn't have to deal with too much. In terms of shots, he helped set up the second goal with the way we played out from the back, breaking the press that led to a score in the second goal. So, and his kicking was good today, and his throwing was good as well. There was a couple of times. One, I think it was a Wobie in the first half. He got a Wobie down the right hand side with a great throw. He was always alert to try and get behind him today because, as I said, playing with one midfielder, you're always going to be susceptible. That is mad. How can you play with one midfielder, by the way? That is mental. Yeah, so 7. Seamus Coleman, in my starting 11, I thought he might have been a little bit tired, but I should have known that, as always, he would pocket Wilfried Zaha. Wilfried Zaha never plays well against Everton, certainly Goodison. Or certainly I can't remember too many times, because Seamus Coleman has him in his arse pocket and has done for about 10 years or whatever it is. Seamus was great today. Defender, no, alright, didn't know it. He's not there to get up and down, but he totally stopped the threat of Zaha, and just give it. A couple of times he did that thing where he loves coming back on himself, where you always have to hold your breath a little bit. But he did really, really control Zaha to the point where Zaha started getting angry and doing what he always does when he gets angry, which is throwing his toys out the pram. I mean, there was a tackle in the first half. Completely forgot about this one. There was a tackle in the first half. Zaha got down the left-hand side and he put a penalty. He put a tackle in, won the ball so cleanly, great tackle. And then Zaha jumps up, claiming for a penalty. It was an absolute brilliant tackle. Brilliant tackle. So I'll give Seamus 7.5. Excellent, as always, against Crystal Palace. Michalenko on the other side played well today. Got forward, put crosses in. Wow. Put crosses in. Had a shot that went on target and we scored from. That's what we've been asking for. Now, whether that's by design or whether the manager told him to start getting further forward, or the slight change in the formation. Because when he went further forward, Damari Gray started playing more inside. And when Damari Gray started playing more inside, Alex Iwobi started playing higher. So there was a knock-on effect straight away. There was a knock-on effect straight away from him playing 10 yards higher up the pitch. And that's all you ask, isn't it? That's what you have to have from your fullbacks. It's why Nathan Patterson has been such an important player for us and has been such a loss, is that the ability to play higher up the pitch and get more players further forward. And that starts at your fullbacks now. In modern day football, that's where it starts, your fullbacks. And I think obviously having the two sitting really helped that as well. And again, that might, because Onana can get round the pitch, and that's where you need the fullbacks taking the chance. And for as much as they attacked they've got wings and stuff, they never troubled them at all. So I thought he had a good game. I've given 7.5 as well. And because at the end of the day, I think it's Onana, isn't it? Onana gives him the pass. And if he's not there to take the pass on, or if he hasn't bombed up the left-hand side, there's nobody there. So by bombing up the left-hand side, doing what all fullbacks should be doing, he gets a shot off, which is the most important thing, and he's set up the second goal. And that's all it is sometimes. It's just taking being 10 yards up the pitch so that when you're breaking, you can be in the position to get a shot off or a cross off. I thought Mykolenko was so much better today on that, so much better. It's very critical of him on Wednesday night, but that's because he hasn't been going forward. He hasn't been getting high up the pitch. And today that was so much noticeable, I thought, straight away, in those little tweaks. Because when I think a lot of people have seen the team and gone, why hasn't he changed it? But when you see the little technical tweaks and, tactical little things, you can see why he didn't. So fair play to him. Conor Cody, just doing what Conor Cody does, which is defend really well. Knows how to play the game. I mean, I thought when he got took out with about 10 minutes to go was just brilliant. Like, he won the ball and he just made sure the lad hit him, and he just rolls around a little bit, and I love all that. That's what you want from your centre back. So switched on to the game. Properly loves it. You can tell he loves it. He is proper Everton centre back. And I love him to bits because he's just a proper wind-up merchant as well. Proper defender, and just loves it as well. So I've given him a 7.5. And James Tarkowski, I just thought was a little bit better. I gave James Tarkowski an 8. Again, is another one who just loves it, doesn't he? He just loves it. But the little extras for me today were the tackle on Mateta. Tarkowski just made sure he wasn't going anywhere. And also when Zaha elbowed Gordon, he was straight over there and he made sure that he was winding them up, making it worse for their players, getting in people's faces. And I just loved them to bits. They're proper Everton though. Like, for me growing up, that's proper Everton. They're your players that you want. Whether it be your Jagielka and your Lescott or be your Ratcliffe and your Mountfield or your Watson and your Unsworths or whoever. To me, that's who they're like. They understand the culture of playing for Everton, and we absolutely love it, don't we? We absolutely love it, and they've been so good as a partnership. Yeah, just can't get enough of those two. Honestly, just can't get enough of them. Yeah, Stubbsy and Weir as well. Yeah, they're just so funny. Like Chris, like they're like a wrestling tag team. They just cover each other's asses so well. They just know how to take turns and to winding other people up. So they do it really good. So we'll give James Tarkowski an 8. Jessica Garnagay, played really, really well again. Played well again. Done his job. Just made sure he got the little tackles in. One little moment again, beginning the second half, gives the ball away cheaply and they nearly get something from it. There's little moments like that. But super, like, just done his job. Wins it and gives it. I thought he played well today as well. I've given him a 7.5. Just done his job. Done his job so easily. Him and Onana just controlled the midfield. He was just nicking the ball and giving it. I've given him 7.5. And then Onana was trying the passes from lovely long balls, trying to get Gordon into the game. The tackles. What I love about Onana is the players just like wander around the pitch and no one ever tackles them when you think they should. And he just comes in, bam, round the side, takes the ball, win the ball back. Nice and clean. Players don't expect that anymore. I criticised him on Wednesday night because he was a little bit slow in the game. He didn't. The pace of the game was quicker than what he was playing it in. I think today he almost dictated the pace of the game. I think he helped us with the pace of the game, and obviously he got up high up the pitch for the second goal to knock it on to Mykolenko. So I think there are times when he's a little bit off it. But his tackles are just so nice. They're so nice how clean he wins the ball with those long legs. which you could sometimes think, oh, he's going to mistime it, or he's going to be clumsy. He's not clumsy. He's a really talented player. There's just times when he's not quite up to the pace of the game, and I think that showed on Wednesday night. But him and Garner today as the two playing 2 6s. Did he call it the double pivot? I thought he was excellent today, so I've give him 7.75. And then Alex Iwobi, 2 assists, lovely touch, couple of touches for the first goal to help Dom. The back heel for Dwight McNeil's chef's kiss, isn't it? It's beautiful. It's just, you can see where that's going. See when Dwight McNeil picks up the ball with his one leg. He's running through. It's a great run, to be fair to him. And he plays the little one. And you just want... A lot of plays there. 2-0 up. Would have took a touch and tried to have a shot. No, he knows the run's continuing. And he just puts it back in his path. And he was brilliant today. And again, little tweak of position. Getting him higher up the pitch. Getting him close to Dom. Fantastic. I've given him 8.5. He was just superb all game. He's so good on the ball. And again, listen, I've noticed my criticisms of some players have come back to bite me today. Apparently, they don't come back to bite me. And obviously, again, I was very, very critical of Alex Iwobi, but for the right reasons, because he was rubbish. But he's turned it round brilliantly. Turned it round to be. His numbers are brilliant. His numbers in terms of assists are fantastic. And just the way he plays the game and the way he uses the ball, he's become such an important player for us and give us such a good balance to our midfield. And I think today we saw a bit more of that balance just because of the way we played Onana and the way we played Adesanya Gay. That little subtle tweak, and that comes, I think, from again having a centre forward who's on it, who can win headers for you. Means you don't need to send Onana up as a second striker at times. And I think having fullbacks that push on as well. Though having Michalenko pushing up, these little things are so important to your game. They're so important to the game. The fullbacks. Having a centre forward who's a proper centre forward, these are so important to the way you play. So as Alex Iwobi, I've given him an 8.5 today. No, let's make that a 9. Let us make that a 9. 2 assists. I'm not being nice enough there. Let's make that a 9. Alex Iwobi a 9. Anthony Gordon, another player I've been massively frustrated with. If you haven't already noticed, someone I've been massively frustrated with in recent games. I think today, again, I think where he played, he was in the game from the start, Anthony Gordon. From the start, he was in the game, and I think that's so important, that players get into a game early, and they have loads of touches, and they feel like they're getting touches of the ball, and they're getting into the game, and people are giving them the ball, and they feel like they've got the run of the play they're playing against. I think a little bit early on in the game, he was getting the ball, he was playing it backwards. But I think as the game went on, he got a little bit more confidence. And just after we scored, he got a shot off, which the keeper had to save. And I think he kept himself in the game. And I think that's so important for Anthony Gordon. I really do. There's talent there. But he drifts out of the games, and it's almost like when you look at him that he's not really interested. Now that might not be that might be so far from the truth that but he drifts out of games, and then when he gets the ball, he's trying to impress all the time. This is why I think it's really important that he's in the game, that he's defensively competing, that he's pressing, that he's trying to stop the fella trying to get past him, that he's trying to put in tackles that are not those tackles that he does when he's frustrated and he picks up a yellow card. Did Anthony Gordon get a yellow card today? I'm going to check. If he did, then it's nonsense, but Let me check. No, he didn't get a yellow card, and the reason he didn't get a yellow card is because he was concentrating on his game, and he was doing all right, and he didn't get involved in any of the nonsense, and that's important. And I think the more he does that, and the more he plays, the more he's involved in a game, and he's doing his job, and he's pressing, and he's doing his defensive stuff, then that's better. And again, if you've got fullbacks that are going past you, and you're coming more central, and you get more touches of the ball, it all helps the player. So I think, he done a lot better today. His goal, great finish, of course, for his goal. But he was there. And again, this is something, if you go back to the Forest game and the Liverpool game, critical of him not being at the right place at the right time. Against Forest, he could have had a tap-in. When Maupay put it across, I think, was it Forest? That he puts it across goal. Was it Forest? No, it wasn't Forest, was it? I don't know. Yeah, it was against Forest, but it wasn't Maupay. I don't know. Anyway, he could have had a tap-in. He could have had a tap-in in the derby. And today he got a tap-in. I think he's our top goal scorer now. Got a tap-in because he's at the back post and he's reacted to the shot and he's been in the right place. And that's what you get. That's what you get if you're focused and you're concentrating and you're doing your job and you're doing your job off the part. So he's been dross, let's get it right, since the Leeds game. He's been really, really poor since the Leeds game. So today, I'm glad he bounced back. I'm glad we've seen something and he's got a goal. So fair play to him. Give him a 7.5. Damari Gray, again, I think he was picking up the ball in all the right areas, trying to get the ball in the box. Yeah, he was better than he was Wednesday night because there was a lot more joined up thinking with him and the other players, and obviously with Dominic Calvert-Lewin in there, you can throw a ball into the box. He makes the opposition worried because of his pace. It never really, a lot of it never really come off today, but he's a threat. And when the way he played today, he's a threat. There's a lot, obviously. There's a lot he doesn't do, but he does try and defend, and he does try and get on the ball and do different things, whether it's having shots. And I think he got the first. I think he got the first shot on target just before we scored. But again, having Mykolenko going on the outside of it's so important. It's so important having a fullback to go on the outside here, and then you can come and drift inside. And I think that was what was important today. He drifted inside. His positioning was much better because Mykolenko was higher up the pitch, and that opened up the pitch for other players. So I've given Damari Gray a 7. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, great to have him back, starting at Goodison. Great to see him score. The touch to get him inside the box was fantastic after the nice work from Iwobi. Kitted across the goal, which you're supposed to, and that's what happens. I thought the keeper could have done better for it, but the fact that he hit it and he put it in the corner means he's done his job. Doesn't matter from then on. The same way Mykolenko hit across the goalkeeper. That's what happens when you shoot. That's what happens when you shoot. Been saying it all for days. Not having shots on target. That's what happens when you hit the target. Keeper spills, it comes out. Someone's got to tap in, or he doesn't get it, or your shot's too powerful, or it's too. But Dom, I thought, was a presence all game, was a nuisance all game. Of course, he tired towards the end, but he's a good centre forward, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and when you get him in the right areas and when you play him the right way, he's a real handful. And I think he kept, their centre backs didn't have a clue today. They were garbage. One of their centre backs gets in the England squad apparently. England, right? Dead easy. Tarkowski and Connor Cody, you'll win the World Cup. You're not telling me Tarkowski and Connor Cody aren't sorting Mbappe out. Winning the World Cup with those two. Telling you right now. Put your money on it. No, he played well. I've given him an 8. But there's just such a difference between him and Maupay in terms of obviously height, touch, pace, and just keeping hold of the ball. just keeping the ball. Whereas Maupay needs to come off the centre-back and then he moves more into midfield. And that's not... He's a good player, Maupay. He just can't play like Dom. Which is just the way it is. So I've given Dom an 8. The subs, Dwight McNeil, great run. I actually picked Dwight McNeil to play in this game if you go and watch my starting 11, by the way. So if anyone's giving me grief about Dwight McNeil, I actually picked him to play in this game on the left-hand side. So I thought he should have started, but there you go. Great run. Just run into the space, pick the ball up, run into the space, and then got the ball back and put it in the back of the net. Fantastic. Made up for him. I hope he does well. I hope I end up looking like an absolute knobhead for saying I don't rate him. I hope I do. I don't care. I just want the best for Everton. So, great run. And good goal. Fair play. And he was the right sub at that time. So, I've given him 7.5. Maupay, done all right. But, I've given 6.5. And James Garner, done okay as well. Come back and made a couple of tackles. And the game was already won by the time we come on. So, it was nice that he could come on and play. I've given him 6.5 as well. Who were the other two subs? Was it Tom and Decore? I'm not going to give them ratings because they were on the pitch for about 2 minutes. It was Decore and Tom Davis. They were on the pitch for about 6 minutes, but they barely touched the ball. But there you go. A good solid win. We should be getting about 6-7 of them a season easily. 2-3-0s easily. Genuinely, we should. A Goodison, we should. In fact, I think in the last 5 or 6 years, one of the major frustrations is that we don't beat teams like Palace more comfortably. And I think, every game has become knife edge. We should be beating teams like Palace, Forest, anyone who gets promoted, basically. There's loads of them. We should be getting 2-0, 3-0 wins comfortably every season, 5, 6, 7 times, genuinely. Because I think that's what we were used to for years, and I do think there's a large part of that frustration comes from there's so many close games, and there has been for the last few years, nip and tuck games. But today we just scored at the right time and took it away from them. I think the last time that really happened, I would say, was Leeds last season. Again, scoring goals at the right time and really dominating. And making sure when you are dominating, you get the goal. And that's why the second goal was so important today. So, good win made up with that. Back to winning ways. And I think we've got 3 Premier League games now ahead of the World Cup, which on paper you go, yeah, that looks all right. I think we could do all right there. Not going overboard. Fulham's coming up to a tough game. They're doing really well, but you look at it and go, we could get something there. And obviously, you always think that way after a win anyway, because you're a lot more confident. But there you go. Delighted with that. Everyone worked their bollocks off today, and that's the baseline. The baseline is we worked our bollocks off and we got our rewards in the end for it. So, good win. Make sure you check out, if you haven't already, my instant match reaction, Garden Street reaction. There's loads of clips of the game. Well, not the game. The ground and all that kind of thing. And make sure you check out Baz's videos as well. There you go. We'll be doing the final word on Monday live over on Toffee TV Premier. So make sure if you're not on Toffee TV Premier, that you get on Toffee TV Premier. The link is in the description and it'll be on the screen in a minute. See you later.